YouTube, how's it going? Buster here, adventure biker back in Buster's bothy. So I'm going to talk about what I learned on the Tour De Faff about my luggage, my Kriega luggage. So I'm going to show you what I've learned. So what I've learned is if I'm going away and I'm not camping, I only need, dig these out. Yeah, so if I'm going away and I'm not camping, sorry, I only need my two 18 litre bags on my Kriega Throver, just for clothes and stuff. They're slightly just too small to fit everything in one bag, so I need to use the two bags if I'm going away for like any more than a weekend or the Gibraltar trip, for instance. I'm going to have to use these two for my luggage, my clothes and stuff. So if I'm not camping, staying in a hotel, I'll only need my throwovers and I'll only need my US 5, which you can see here. So I've got it attached to this now because I was trying out some stuff. So I'll just show you this. So these are longer straps that I've bought for this, for doing this exact purpose. So what you see here is exactly what I'd be taking if I was camping, only if I'm camping. And I'll show you why in a minute. So this comes off like this, and then I can actually take these off, and these become straps that I can strap anything in my bike with. So yeah, this was all just off the back of one, because obviously when I did the Tour De Faff, that was the first time I've took my bike away for a trip since I bought it. So these are just spare straps, believe it or not. So the straps that come with the US 5, which is this, are these ones. So if I'm going away and I'm not camping, I'll take my flingovers with my two 18 litres and that's basically my day sack. That will have all my camera gear in it, my lens cleaner, batteries, my power bank, everything fits in this, everything. And what I've did with this as well was inside it, to keep it its shape, is I've actually got a big plastic container inside. So, because what the problem I was finding with this was if you just packed all the stuff in it and you strap it down, you need to undo the straps to get access to everything in here. But with this in it, which is just a big plastic container that I got, I think, from B&M, you can leave that in it. It can stay strapped to the back of the bike and you can access everything without undoing the straps that go across. So these are the original straps for it, and they're slightly too short to attach to my 18 litre for all my camping gear. So that's what straps to the back of my bike if I'm using the two 18 litre slingovers and that with my two CrashBar bags. I'm set, that's it. I'm set for a week away if I'm not camping. So that's one, that's the US 5. What I've also got, believe it or not, from Temu, which I got free when I ordered some stuff. I was ordering stuff like, I wanted a new, I wear liners underneath my suit regardless, and I wanted a new kind of just everyday set, layers, sorry. I got a free 10 litre bag from Rhino Walk, and it's basically a 10 litre version of that, but it quarter of the price. To buy that, or half the price actually, sorry. Quarter of the price probably. You can do the math, I'm not very good at math. That's a US 5 litre, that's a 10 litre. That's 95 quid from Kriega. That was 21 quid from Temu. And it's basically just a bigger version. It looks exactly the same, they've obviously copied the design. The only difference is the clips on this. Clip on the front. It's not one continuous strap with two G-hooks. That's what these things are called, G-hooks. But yeah, obviously not as good a quality. But it also gives me an option if I want to take more on my back, but I don't think it. I got it for free. I'll end up giving it to one of the boys. Stephen doesn't need it. Andrew's got the same. His bike originally came, whoever's had his bike before has fitted Kriega stuff to it because he's got the Kriega loops underneath the rear seat. So he could probably use that. So yeah, I like to have loads of options. We'll stick that up there. So as I was saying, with the Tour De Faff, it gave me a good insight of how I'm going to run my panniers and my luggage. So again, if I'm going away and I'm not camping, all I need is my 2 litres, my two 18 litre flingovers with my US 5, sorry, bag. Yeah, that's it. So when I came back, I thought I'm going to see if I can get everything I need for camping, obviously minus food, because that can obviously go in there, or I can attach a separate bag for food and stuff. But actual sleep system, I'm going to see if I can get my full sleep system and the spare 18 litre I've got, and this is it. This is everything I need if I'm going to get caught short in Gibraltar and I need to camp out, which I probably will end up doing. I mean everything. As long as I've got this bag in the back of my bike, I can camp out happily, and this is what's going to go to the ABR with me. So I'm going to show you exactly what's in the bag not to prove, but just to show you how I do it. I'm going to take it out, but I'm not going to repack it. I'll repack it off camera. So first of all, 18 litre Kriega bag. I've got on it basically a clip for attaching a camera. I had it, it came off the bag I've got for my big GoPro drone that nobody's going to buy. It's sitting here doing nothing. That was on the bag. I took it off and I put it on. I actually gave it a loan of a Scottish biker abroad, and he gave me it back when he was over the Tour De Faff. So I've stuck it on there, which means when it's sitting on the back of the bike, I can attach a camera if I so want to. On the side, underneath the straps, we've got the poles for my tap, because they're slightly too big for the 18 litre. I can get them in at an angle, but it ends up, I'm worried in case it starts wearing the inside of the bag, and I don't want to do that. So they're just strapped to the side, and they'll live there, that's it. So straps come off exactly the same as what I showed you when I put it together. I have changed the retaining clips to opposite. They were facing the same direction. On the US bag, they're opposite, and I found that was better. So I've changed all my bags so these retaining clips are opposite for each other. It just seems to hold the bag better. So you just pull the cams like so, and obviously the further you open it, the more your stuff can expand. Take the poles off. As I said, I'll repack this off camera. So they'll live on the side. Open up the bag. Unravel. As I showed you before, inside's white so you can see everything. So let's see everything that's in the bag. And what I'll do is I'll bring it out, show you in this camera, then I'll lay it out. So I'll move these straps. So, inside the bag, sleeping bag liner for OEX, brilliant, especially in the summer, keeps you nice and cool. Now my sleeping bag in this is my spring summer bag, because that's when I really tend to go out camping. If I want to go camping in the winter, I've got other options. I've got my big bivy bag, which is up there, but this is the sleeping bag liner. I've got my cooking system, OEX. That's got a gas canister in it already. It's got everything you need for making a brew. Obviously, when I'm going camping, I'll stick some coffee and stuff in there. But that's everything you need to make a brew. And old army trick is you never make your food inside your cooking system. So, yeah, that is only for boiling water. That's it. I don't make coffee in it, nothing. Just only for boiling water. You can make coffee in it, but yeah, it means you don't need to clean it out. You'll no try to clean food out of this. Just for boiling water, that's it. Got this in here. Got my coffee cup and a spare canister of gas, which is in there. Spoon, some coffee is in there. I could even put some food in there if I wanted to as well. I've got a couple of these, but that's what that is. That's just spare gas, that's the cup, some coffee, spoon, knife, fork is all in that bag. This is all come out of this 18 litre bag. Just going to put you up a wee bit so you can see. So that's that. Then sleeping mat, blow up sleeping mat, Flux 2.0, very comfortable, doesn't go down during the night. It's not thermal underneath, but I always put a ground sheet down before I put my tent on top. So yeah, obviously you get air between you, keeps you nice and warm and keeps you off the ground. We also get in here. This is my tarp, so this turns my single man sleeping tent into a 2-man tent, which means I don't have to strap anything else to the side of my panniers. So yeah, that's it. That's turns basically a big tarp, spare pegs just in case. I've got the Drift 700 OEX sleeping bag. Not too good for the winter, but spring, summer, ideal. It's amazing. What else we got? Blow up pillow. Just a wee bit of luxury, but look at the size, it's tiny. OEX again. And then the last thing is my tent. So I've changed my tent. I've got 2 tents that fit in here. I can change it whenever I want. The one that I used at the ABR and the one that I used at my Fort William camping thing was the Fox 1V2. But I found that you couldn't sit up in that. You have to sit out the tent. This is slightly different. This is like a half dome tent, and it opens up for the front so you can still sit inside the tent, get your gear off and then swing yourself in. There's enough room at the front to store your gear. Then if you attach the tarp up and over, which basically you're extending your tent really, and having like a big front porch, and then all you're doing is you've just got your wee sleeping compartment, which works brilliant for me. But I'll take pictures and videos at the ABR with it, because this is what I'm taking to the ABR with me this year. I'm not taking the Fox. I found it a bit, it's alright, but as I said, you need to do everything outside the tent before you go in. This will make it easier. And that's it. That's my full sleep system. So yeah, that'll be going with me to Gibraltar. Any long trips that I'm going to be taking, just in case I think I might not be, I might not get a hotel or whatever. That's it. Yeah, I always like to take camping gear with me just in case. So that's it, that's my full camping gear in one 18 litre Kriega system. I know I didn't, I said I was not going to pack it again, but I'm standing here doing nothing. So it's easy to pack as well. Everything's in individual bags. As long as you pack it away nice and neat when you it's in there. That's it, done. Easy as that. Rolls up. Everything clips together. Obviously every time you do it, it slightly changes every time you put it back in. That's it. Then you just pull everything over. Clip it all together. So that's it. That's my full sleep system that I can just grab. I know wherever it is, no having to hunt through different bags, anything like that. That is it. My full sleep system in one bag. Then, as I showed you on the Kriega video, they just undo, you hook them to the loops, either the 4 loops that are under the seat, so I can take just this. So if I was going just for a night somewhere, I could take this, I could strap the US 5 to it, and that's it, I can go camping. Because if I'm only going out for one night, I'm not going to be in civvies or anything like that. I don't see the point in that. So that's it. One full sleep system. And as I said, all this is my day sack. Get everything I need for during the day. All the power supplies, everything fits in it. And that. Everything that I need. Then that just straps to the top separately, and then so this attaches to the bike first, then that attaches to the bag, and that's it. So yeah, it was a wee kind of light bulb moment for me when I was away at the Tour De Faff. It kind of just switched. I went, right, I know how I'm doing this. If I'm going away, not camping, all I need is my 2 18 litres with the fling over and my US 5. If I'm going camping, I add in the 18 litre with my full sleep system. That's it, done. And if I really wanted to, I could swap out, if I needed a wee bit more space, which I don't think I will, I could swap out my US 5 for the 10. And that gives me a bit more space. All my camping gear, everything else. That's it. That is it. That is all the camping gear done, sorted, and then the poles for the tap there. So all good in the hood. So I just thought I'd let you know that, yeah, just that one tour kind of just be light bulb moment for me. I thought, I know how I'm doing this. I have got other luggage. I've got a big 40 litre there that I could take if I really need it, but I don't think I'm going to. I want to try and keep this bike really light and only take what I need to take. That's it. And if it works out that the 2 18 litres at the side are not as full, that's more beneficial, because all the weight's sitting on the pillion seat, not down the side of the bike. So you're not really going to feel it. And that doesn't weigh a lot. It doesn't weigh a lot. So, and also, that's my toolkit. That's everything I need, and that's another Rhino Walk. I'm actually kind of liking this Rhino Walk stuff. Would I swap it out for Kriega? No. Would I, no, what I mean is, would I swap Kriega for Rhino Walk? Definitely not. Not now that I've got the Kriega stuff, but I'm thinking that the Rhino Walk stuff might be a good cheap alternative for people who don't tour as much and maybe only tour once a year. I'm actually thinking about getting a full system and reviewing it. If you think that's a video you'd like to see, let me know, and I'll basically do like for like. I'll get everything I've got Kriega wise, I'll get in Rhino Walk, and I'll do a like for like comparison. As I said, I don't think it's going to beat build quality wise or manufacturing quality wise, but for somebody who's wanting to do a trip once a year and don't want to fork out loads of money for the luggage, I think it might be a good alternative. So yeah, what I'd also like to say is thank you everybody for all the subs, likes and comments and stuff. As you probably know that I'm over 1,000 now. What I've noticed is, looking at the analytics, 50% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if I'm at 1,000 just now, and that's 50%, I could end up to 2,000 if all of these. So please, if you're watching the videos, please like, subscribe and share. If you feel like ringing a notification bell, go for it. But I don't ring a notification bell on people who I follow. I just know who I want to go and watch. And it comes up on the side anyway, you just don't get a notification with it. So yeah, if you're not subscribed, please do so. The more subscribers I get, the more videos I do on kit gear and stuff like that. So, brilliant. Stay safe, stay rubber side down, and remember, take life one minute at a time. Catch you later.